Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me. If you don't know, I am Amy and I am with Simply Elizabeth Crafts. And this is our Monday Facebook Live. One of the things I realized is that I was never introducing myself. So probably helpful if I do that, right? All right. Getting my iPad all set up. Make sure I can watch the comments here after I shake everything apparently. All right, I gotta just a touch. I think that might have done it. Yeah, there we go. All right. Hello, Verna. How are you? Okay, so let's see. I have quite a bit to go over in the beginning, so I'm just going to get right into it. First though, I got to share to my group. If it will let me do it, there we go. I think I got it. Okay. All right. And of course, always comment, always share. When you comment and share, your name goes into a drawing. And that is where we will actually start off today. We will start off with our prizes. So from last week, we had, let's see, Corinne, and I've got your mailing address, so I will get this embellishment kit to you. And then Sharon Sturkey, you won the hats off. Hey, Vicki. So I have both of yours, so I will get that in the mail to you. And then for the week before that I was having issues with getting comments and all that to show, finally got it to work. And Kathy Isbell, Kathy Parnell, you haven't been Isbell for a really long time. You are the winner of the What's Cooking bundle. So I will get that to you. And I have your address, so we will do that. Sharon, I saw you just pop on. You won the hats off bundle. So I'll put that in the mail to you. So congratulations. I know you'll be excited about that. Prizes for next week is the Brave Vikings and then also Lucky You. Brave Vikings is retiring. This is in the annual catalog, so this is retiring. This one, Lucky You, is in our mini catalog and will not be gone until June. So you have plenty of time to get this one. But those are the two prizes. So again, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and then you can get into that drawing. All right, so that's that. And the next thing is Paper Pumpkin. So today we're actually going to be doing Paper Pumpkin. I am doing it because it was Easter weekend and I spent a lot of time with my family, so I didn't really have time to come up with projects for a bundle in the catalog, so I decided to do Paper Pumpkin. So in talking about Paper Pumpkin for today, the May kit is going to be using all the new in colors. The new in colors are beautiful. They work well together. They are, you may think that there's a lot of blues, but they're actually like a purple hue in there. So it's really, really pretty. I love them and I can't wait to really get down and play with them. So the kit for May, it is $25. It's around $25, I think, is what the kit cost. I can't remember completely off the top of my head, but anyway, in those kits for May, there will be golden vouchers placed within 100 different boxes. It is a great time to join the Paper Pumpkin Club, to get on the bandwagon with Paper Pumpkin. Not only will it be a gorgeous kit because Sarah also had her hand in the kit itself. I've gotten to see a couple pieces of it in one of our demonstrator groups. It's gorgeous. So this is the month, if you want to do Paper Pumpkin, this is the month to get it because you can also earn, or, you know, you have a chance to get a golden voucher, which is actually worth $25 in free products. It's directly from Stampin' Up. So there is a link in the video. If you have never done Paper Pumpkin or anything like that, there's a link in the video that will take you right to my website to register for Paper Pumpkin if you want to do it. It's also a subscription, so you can do it monthly, or you can do it for 1 month. If you only want to do it for this month and try your hand at getting that golden voucher, then you can certainly do that. And then you can cancel. So no long-term commitment there. You can do it by month, or I have some that just get certain months out of the year and then others they don't. So it's wonderful. Speaking of in colors, I have an in color club. These are the beautiful colors that will be coming out in the new annual catalog. With In Color Club is $60 this year, and it comes with everything that you see here. So you're getting a pack of embellishments, and the embellishments are free. So that's just a little gift from me every month. And actually, not every month will be an embellishment. 1 month's going to be a pack of paper. 1 month's going to be some like card bases with envelopes. So there's lots. I try to put a lot of fun stuff in it as we go along, just kind of as a little freebie. So In Color Club though includes the ink pad, the ribbon. It will be the twine as well. If you can see it, I'm gonna move that card up. So you get the twine, you get the Stampin' Right marker, you get the blends, so you get the light and the dark of the blends, the refill, you get the full pack of cardstock, so you got your 24 pieces in there, and then you also get the DSP that coordinates with it, okay? Then you also get a handmade card. So every month you'll get a handmade card from me. It won't look the same every month. Every month we'll use something different and new from the annual catalog, okay? If you're interested in joining the In Color Club, you'll need to let me know and actually email me for the link. I can't put that link in the description of the video. So you'll just have to email me for that if you are interested. Okay. Next, I do have a lot to go over today. All right. Stampin' Bingo. I'm just going to pull in all this. Stampin' Bingo, May 21st from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. It will be at Murray's Neighborhood Grill. Cost is $45. You play 6 rounds of bingo. You get to make 4 make and takes. You get a little thank you gift from me. You get an additional like $5 off coupon. There's some like just little Cersei prizes that I give away. And then obviously large prizes during the actual bingo part itself. So space is limited. So if you are interested, please email me. There's also a link for that you can actually do, and I will post that. There is an email that's actually set up. I just have to send it. There's a couple things I need to change in it before I sent, so that will be going out. So if you're on my email list, that link will be in the email and you can register right through there, okay? But again, cost is $45. You do have to pay for it by May the 7th so I can get all the prizes in and all of the packets in for you. All right, next, paper share. So with every new catalog, I do a paper share. It's always fun to just get like a little sampling of the paper because you may not want all of the paper. There may be a few that you like. There may be a few that you don't like. So here's the easiest way to do it, is to do it with a paper share. I have 2 categories for the paper share. And I was going to originally do 3, just made it way too confusing. So we're going to do 2. You're going to have the basic, which is $54. If you are local to me, you do not have to pay shipping, okay? So it'll just be the $54. You get 93 pieces of paper for $54, okay? If you are not local to me and you want to do the paper share, I can mail it to you for $8. Now, that is the basic. The Paper Share plus the color families is $72, and that gives you 153 pieces of paper, okay? Again, if you're local, you can get all of that for $72. If you are not local, then you do have to add on that $8 shipping. There will also be a free gift included in both. Just the basic one, you'll get just a small sampling of the host paper. And in the large one, you'll get many more sheets, okay? All right, so again, email is going out on that. If you're interested, you can email me for that registration link. Okay, classes. For those of you who are in Florence that watch, the April class, I will be hosting that. We're going to give Angie just a little bit more time off. We are going to be doing 4 different cards. And these are the cards that we're going to be making. I know that one says Happy Easter. We'll change the sentiment on it, but that was my swap card with my team. And I loved it. So I wanted to do it before the set was, before June. So anyway, so these are the cards that we'll be making. The cost of that class is $10, and you make 4 cards total. So you'll make 1 of each card. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I will give you all of the information. I can forward you the email if you're not on the list. But this class is in Florence, South Carolina, okay? You could also do that one to go if you wanted. If you want to do those, if you want to do that class, then you can absolutely do that. To go would be $15, because that would just be the cost of mailing it. All right, Columbia class. I told you I had a lot of stuff. I got 2 more things to go. The Columbia Creative class, or card class, is $20 or free with a purchase. The free with the purchase is $35 minimum, and that is before tax and shipping. You can always order at class, and then you can pick up at the next class, like your products and stuff. So, but if you want it to go, you can certainly do that as well. But again, the cost is $20 or free with a purchase. That will be May the 7th. And I am almost done designing those cards. I might be a little behind. But that is coming. There will be an email about that as well. And then last but not least, this is Club. For Club this month, we are going to do Cup of Tea, which is really exciting to me because this is probably my favorite set in the new annual catalog. So, this will be Club. I will have the pictures and all of that. I just haven't taken pictures of it yet, so it's on the other side of the room. But I will take pictures. I will get this posted so that you can order Club if you're interested in it. So, but Club is $39, and you get about $20 in products every month. This one will come with embellishments, and I know the Cup of Tea paper, so some of that will come with it as well. And then there will be some ribbon that goes with it too, so that'll be the cost of your $20. But again, if you are interested in it, get on my email list and you can register that way as well. Okay, that's it. We can take a breath now, right? Lots of stuff going on for the month of May and even for June. Which is just exciting to me because I love being busy with Stampin' Up. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I love all of my customers who keep me nice and busy and employed. All right, so let's focus on Paper Pumpkin. Y'all know how much I love Paper Pumpkin. Love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna be honest. I struggled with this kit. I literally think I made about 5 or 6 projects that went into the trash. I really struggled with this kit, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's darker colors, and the darker colors, I think really, I don't do well with darker colors. Like, I'm a bright kind of girl. I like the subtles and the brights, and the regals, because they have the brighter colors with them, but I don't tend to go a lot toward the neutrals, and I felt like this one had some pop of color, but it was just really hard to get into. So I'll show you what I came up with, but it took me a while. Hey Cookie, welcome. I'm so glad you're joining us today. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the cards were intended to be made first. We're not going to put those together. I already did put those together. But this is the kit here. It's called Change is Beautiful. I do have extra kits if you're interested. So if you want one of these kits, you don't have them, let me know. It's $25 to mail. Or if you want to pick it up at class, you can do that as well, and it's $20 if you do that. Okay, so here are the way they were intended to be made. And so I think it's just the dark colors that I really struggled with, because I love the fancy fold aspect of it, and I do love the flowers, but I think it's the black that just really, I don't know. And then that's the back side. That's where you write. So, which I know that's not a dark color either, but anyway, I struggled. And then you've got this one. I guess I felt like they were darker colors. Hey, Morgan. Hey, by the way, y'all won tonight. Morgan is my niece, and she's been asking me when the next time she's gonna win. And of course, I drew her name. I did draw it fair and square, I promise. So she was, so you'll get something in the mail soon, I promise. And then this is the last one. I am a butterfly girl, and I do love like moons and clouds and stars and all that. But again, I really did struggle. So, and then you open it up and there you go. So, okay, so these are the way they were intended. Let's work on the projects that I came up with. The first project we're going to make is actually a copy of, on the back of the instructions. See, the paper pumpkin is really good. It comes with full instructions, and they're colored for you to put it all together. On the back, they give you some different like samples to inspire you to kind of create something different. And I took that and I kind of changed it just a little bit in certain areas to kind of make it mine. But this is where I ended up having to start in order to get my juices rolling. So this is the first card we're going to make, and I've done most of the cutting, so you don't have to worry about watching me do all that and shaking the table. All right. So this is obviously one of the card bases. Okay, so it's the card base with the moon. And these card bases all came where both front and back were covered. So it wasn't like white on the back side and then the decoration or the pattern on the front. It was all solid. So I took the back piece and I cut it off, and that's what we're going to create our card front for. Hey, Deb. I haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing? I have missed you. I have missed you so much. All right, we're going to get out our liquid glue, and we are going to attach. We're going to cover up that because we don't need that one for this card, but that would be a good card front if you wanted to use it as well. All right, so we're going to use liquid glue, and the reason we're going to use liquid glue is I want to make sure that I get it even with my card front. So I want to have the ability to move it around. Okay, all right, there we go. Now, I used the Brilliant Rainbow dies, and I used this die right here to cut out the envelopes. So what I did was, I'm going to show you. If I can get them out. So I took the envelopes like this, and I cut them down. And then I was able to use that die and cut it out. And what I did was I just cut out the whole things, so then I had multiple pieces that I could pull from. So the one we're going to make tonight's not necessarily going to be in the same order because I won't have that large one left. So we're going to start with our yellow. And again, we're going to put just a little bit of, it's the truth though, Deb. We're going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back. Maybe, if I can get it to come out. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to lay it down. Now, I want to pretty much put it in the area that I want it to go in, or I'm going to get that, what I just did. We can cover that up though, no worries. And I want to leave a little bit of space on the edge here and then on the bottom. All right, so let's pick our next color. Let's go with our green. There we go. So let's put a little bit of adhesive. And then I'm just going to line it up as best I can. All right. And then let's do pink. So that one's going to be the next one. And then we'll lay it down. And it really doesn't have to be perfect. It's a handmade card, so it'll be just fine. I'm gonna wipe that glue off right there. All right, and then our last one is gonna be blue, which is gonna have a little bit of green on it, maybe. Oh no, oh, my smallest one was blue, uh-oh. You know what, that's okay. We can do this. We can cut this one down to make it work. We're gonna actually have to pull out the dies, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna stick this right in here. I'm gonna see if I might not be able to make it work, but that's okay. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna cut. It's not going to be perfect, people, but that'll be all right. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do the yellow. We'll do 2 yellows. How about that? Beginning and the end. It'll work, right? It'll work. I should have looked before I started pulling them all. All right, so there we go. That is perfect. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a brand new punch that is out, and it is the Cloud Punch. It's not out yet. Customers can purchase it with the new annual catalog. Actually, no, that is a lie. It is out. It's in the mini catalog. I don't know why. I get that mixed up. I think because there's so much going out and so much coming in right now, I can't keep it straight. Okay, so that's in the mini catalog, so you can currently purchase that right now. And we're going to move all these other little pieces here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our I Believe in You. We're going to take the Melon Mambo, and we're going to stamp it right there in the center. Okay. We're going to close this up so I don't get it all over myself. We're going to pop it up. So we're going to grab dimensionals. And then we're going to stick it right about here. I was going to cover up that little boo-boo, but it's all right. We'll just... There is an eraser I can use afterwards. Okay, now we're going to take and we're going to slide this one up underneath like that. So we're just going to put a little bit of a liquid glue on the back. Like that. And then we're going to stick it right up underneath like that. So it's just kind of poking out behind that cloud. Then we're going to take this one and we're going to add dimensionals to the back. So we're going to add one right here. And then I'm going to cut this little edge right here. And we're going to put that on the end down here. Like that. Use those dimensional edges. All right, and then we're going to stick this right here. And then the last thing we want to do is we should have a little star. Which probably means that I've lost it, which would not surprise me. I have. So we won't put the star on. We will just go without. Actually, you know what? I might have another one. Let me look. I might have one that's already made up. Because it's a punch out from the kit. So let's see. Haha. All right, I have one more. So it's just a little punch out here. So we'll pull that. And then we will take a mini dimensional. And I'm just going to take a black mini dimensional because that's what I've got. And it'll be okay. It'll work on this. We'll stick that in the middle. And then we're going to just adhere that right there in that little corner. All right, so the next thing we want to do is, I'm going to move all that out of my way. I want to take some of our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. I'm going to take the white and we are going to flip our card around. We're going to tie a nice little bow. And I'm going to show you a trick. Oh, I don't need that much. There we go. I'm going to show you a little trick because I've had a hard time the last couple weeks with the twine for some reason. I don't know. I've just been apparently special with my bow making. So I'm just going to take a little mini glue dot and I'm going to roll it up into a ball. Okay. Now, I know that it's going to take away the sticky. It's completely fine. It's completely fine. I am going to stick it right here on my card base. And then I'm going to tie my knot, or not my knot, but I'm just going to tie right there. And then I'm going to press it down into that glue dot. Now it's going to hold. So now I can tie my bow and I won't have any issues with it. But my twine for some reason lately has been really curling and it's user error, but it's okay because I will conform it to make it what I want it to do by putting that glue dot underneath. All right, so then after I do that, I'm just going to trim off the little edges there, or trim off the tails. And ta-da, there is our bow. Nice and pretty. And the last thing I want to add is the embellishments. These are the embellishments that come in the kit. If I can find them. There they are. Telling you, if my head was not attached, I probably would not be able to find it. It would be left everywhere. And then I'm just going to put them all around our cloud here, just to give it some fun sparkle. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. We'll do that one right there. Okay, so there is card number 1. And again, this is pretty much a case off of the back of the instructions. Changed a little bit, but not a whole lot. Made it mine, but there it is. That's where I had to start in order to kind of really start creating more. All right, so we're gonna move this one and we will go on to the next one. Let me close that glue. Okay, the next one is this one right here. This is one of the pieces. This is one of the fun fold flaps in the card. So it's this piece right here. So I just cut that and then stuck it right here on the front. Now, I didn't want to waste anything, so we're actually going to use this flap as well. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do to use that. All right, let's take everything out, because you don't want to waste anything, right? You want to use all the pieces that are in that kit. So we're going to take, again, this is the inside of an envelope. The inside of the envelopes were really pretty. That, I will say, I really enjoyed, was the inside of the envelopes. They were bright, pretty, great colors. So, hey, Miss Una. So we're going to flip that over. We're going to do liquid glue again, because we want to make sure that we cover up the whole front of our card base. And I want to make sure I get it even. So I need that liquid that allows me to move it. Make sure I've got that on the right side of the card base. All right. See, I needed to move it just a touch. All right, so now we've got the front there. So now we're going to use this piece here, and we're going to take and pop it up. So we're going to use dimensionals to do that. Perfect sentiment after a move. Yes, you are correct. You are definitely correct. All right. How is the move going, by the way? Are you done? Do you still have a lot to do? The unpacking takes forever. I will be honest with you. Ben and I still have stuff packed. We did it the last house too. Some of the things we probably will not unpack anytime soon. They'll just stay packed away. Sometimes it just makes it easier. So, all right. So we're going to place that down there. Then we're going to take and put our sentiment on here. We're going to do Bermuda Bay for this one. I like Bermuda Bay, and I don't use it enough. I really do need to use it more. All right, so then we're going to stamp it. Beautiful things take time. And wow, that messed up very badly. Uh-oh. It was an embellishment that caught it. All right, I'm going to pull it close to me and see if I can fix that. So excuse me a moment. I might not be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think it's too much. Yeah, okay. We're just going to flip it over. We just won't have any pink. It'll be all right. You could always use your Stampin' Blends and create that pink at the end. Actually, let's do that. Let me go grab my Stampin' Blend. Let's do that. So I can show you that you can fix anything that has a mistake. Okay, so I got the Melon Mambo because that's Melon Mambo. I'm going to grab my, well, and it's not a mistake because it's a handmade card. So, you know, no matter what you do, it is all worth it because you took the time. All right, so we're going to take and just do that. And then we'll take the dark one. Let me see how dark it is. I like it. We'll just do a little bit of dark here. And then we're going to take that light one again, and we'll just blend it in. All right, there we go. Doesn't look exactly the same, but it's okay. It's good enough, right? All right, so what we need is one-dimensional. We're going to put that one-dimensional on that side. And then we're going to put adhesive the rest of the way. Mostly still have a mess in the garage, but I can find most of my craft supplies. Priorities, amen. So when we have moved, literally, that has been pretty much the very first thing that I have done, is I have gotten my craft room together. Because you know what? That's my happy place. So this last move, a friend of mine, her sister, her youngest sister, actually came to help. And Verna says definitely a priority. Yep. She came to help, and she literally, that's what she and I did. Mandy and Ben put together the rest of the house, and Callie and I worked on the craft room, and it was fantastic. It was wonderful. And by the time I went back to work full time, yep, it was all ready. So I was able to come home and de-stress. Okay, so we're going to take, this is one of the little punch outs from the kit. So we're going to take this and we're going to actually place it right there. And that's going to be our flower. We're going to pop it up though to give it some dimension. So we're going to stick it right there. And you know what? So it makes it different, but you're using all the different parts of your kit. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put a dimensional on this side of our heart. You could also use this side if you wanted. Actually, I think that's pretty cool there, but we're going to stick with the original. And then I need the adhesive that I put away. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive on this side, if I can get it to come out. There we go. And then we're going to stick it right over that. Okay, and then we're going to use this ribbon. This is the Bumblebee, which this is actually crushed curry, but Bumblebee and crushed curry look so much alike that I feel like you can use it together, interchange it. But this ribbon, I absolutely love and adore, and I'm very sad that it's retiring. I might have stocked up on it so that I have quite a bit for my own personal use. But we're just going to use it and tie a bow. And then we're going to trim off those tails. And we're going to add a glue dot to the back of it. We're just going to put it down like that. And then we're going to stick it right here. Right there up against the heart. And there we go. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add our embellishments, because you have to use those, right? That is like key, is using all those embellishments. All right, hold on a second. I'll move that little stick pin that was in the ribbon so I don't poke myself. And we're gonna add 5. So we're just gonna place them all around. So that's 3. Let's do one there, 4. And we'll do the 5th one right there. Okay. So there is card number 2. And then let me move all this. And then we're going to do the last one, which honestly is my favorite. I will say that one is my favorite. It's light and bright and airy. Is what I kept telling myself yesterday. All right. And I just got to make sure I've got everything over here. All right, so we've got, I need my, so that's going to be it. This right here is a new die that we're going to use. Oh, the heart from the last project came from those Give It a Whirl dies, which you know I love. These dies are new. These are the, oh, He's All That, I think is what it's called. All That, He's All That. Anyway, it is this one right, oh, you know what? It's right here. All That. It's called All That Dies. And it's this one right here. Some great label dies in here. If you haven't checked it out, I did last week. I did do a second video with all of the new products that I got. And I do show you those dies. So, okay. Again, we are going to take inside of an envelope, cut down. We're going to place it on the top of our card base. So we're going to get that liquid glue again. Yeah. Okay, Verna, let's see. I got the paper pumpkin by mistake because I forgot cancel after one. Yeah. I have done that before too. Before I was doing all the videos. When I opened the box a little. But I'm thinking I like the cards. These cards, so I guess, yes. And honestly, cut those envelopes up because the inside of the envelopes are way better. Way better. But you know, there's always probably 1, 2, maybe 3 kits a year that are really not my cup of tea. And then, so yeah, so I always struggle with putting alternatives together, but sometimes it has taken me like several weeks to put them together to get alternatives together on them. And so this one, when I really saw the inside of the envelopes, like I really was like, okay, I'm just going to cut the envelopes and make those my card bases. I even went and did a bunch of search for this kit and I really couldn't find anything on it. So then I was like, oh man, this is really kind of stink. But yes, the inside of the envelopes are fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got that on there. We're going to take this card piece here and we're going to start with Daffodil Delight. We're going to ink it up and we're just going to start stamping randomly onto the card base. We're going to do 3. Then we're going to clean our stamp. I'm going to close that up so I don't get it on me. Then we're going to take Melon Mambo, which I haven't used very much since Polished Pink came out. All right, we're going to stamp there, and there, and there. All right, and then we're going to clean it again. I had to get a whole bunch of new chamois off my other ones because I use them so much. For classes and stuff, they were starting to stink and they were looking pretty bad. So I got a whole bunch of new ones and they're so pretty and it's hard to mess them up. It's hard to put ink on them. Okay, Melon Mambo is going to, Bermuda Bay is going to be our last color. And we're going to stick it here, there. We're going to do one here. We're going to do one here. Right there. Okay, that's good. Let's do a little tail down here. How about that? There we go. All right. Then, oh, I need the Bermuda Bay still. We're going to leave that open. We're going to get the Every Day is a New Day, which I love this sentiment. This is a good one. we're going to grab the Melon Mambo. We're going to stamp that kind of in the center, but off to the right just a touch. Because what we want to do is we then want to take this little butterfly and then we want to stamp it right there. Perfect. I need to re-ink my Melon Mambo. Looks like. All right. So now let's put it all together. We're going to take this glitter organdy ribbon, and this is just white, and it's got, of course, glitter all over it. And see if I can get it open. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put down this piece right here, and we're going to pop it up. So we're going to grab those dimensionals. Deb, that's a really good idea. You could give someone a new hobby. Sucker them all in, right? Hey, that's how we all figured it all out with the card stuff. So we all get convinced to go to a class, or we get a card, or... Yep. All right. We are going to take all those off, and then let's stick this on. Now I'm going to stick it off to the right, so it's going to be off-centered. If that bothers you, you can center it. I wanted it to just be a little different. Now we're going to take and we're going to put adhesive right here. I left this kind of blank spot here, and that's where we're going to put the sentiment. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive, and then we're going to put in a zigzag motion. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to trim that edge, and we're going to do it at an angle. I'm going to trim that tail, and then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. We're going to put 4 just to make sure it stays. Actually, we may do 5 because with that ribbon there, I want to make sure that it's really going to stick to the card base. All right, and then we're going to stick that right across there like that. And then the last thing we want to do is we're going to add the rest of the embellishments. Actually, not all of them, but we'll have one left. All right, so we're going to stick these here. And let's do here. We'll do one right there. And there. And you know what? We're just going to put the last one, even though it's going to make it it'll make it an even number. It'll be fine. Hey, new customers. Amen to that one. We all need new customers, right, Deb? It helps support our hobby, our love of all things Stampin' Up. All right. So that is card number 3. This is definitely my favorite, which is why I saved it for last. But this makes it bright, fun, cheery, and wonderful. So yay. All right, let me pull in the rest of the cards. All right, so we've got that one, and we've got that one, and we've got that one. So there are the 3 cards. And thank you all for joining me tonight. Make sure you share, make sure you comment so you can get your name into the drawing for next week's prizes for the Brave Vikings and the Lucky You. And then don't forget all the crazy stuff that's coming up. And again, if you're on my email list, an email will be going out about all the specific events that are going to be going on. If you are not on my email list, let me know and I will be more than happy to get you on there. You can just message me right here through Facebook. So, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week and I will see you later. Bye.